Hi everyone, so today I thought I would do a lip swatch video, which hopefully will be up if I'm organized enough to get it up while I'm in Japan, because I've got these new MatteTrance lipsticks that came in the mail. Pat McGrath did release some new shades in her MatteTrance formula. I have to say, I did not realize that there were 10 new shades. I thought there were just 9, so I bought the 9 bundle, but there's actually 1 shade missing, and that's Stranger. I find that weird. I don't understand why there wasn't just the full 10, but I would have liked to have all of them because I do have kind of a weird obsession with Pat McGrath. So we're gonna do a lip swatch video. If you wanna see my full thoughts and my review on them, I am going to link my original video in the cards and in the description bar below. So I've got the 3 trios. First one being Vicious Venoms, which is the kind of dark shades. Skin Show, which is the nude shades. And then I've got Color BLITZ, which are the colorful shades, I guess. Although Pat McGrath has yet to release blues and, you know, those kind of weird shades. They tend to be more like bright oranges, vivid pinks, things like that. What should I start with? Let's start with the fun stuff. Let's start with Color BLITZ. I actually do keep the sequins. I like to keep them in my acrylic jars. I'll show you what they look like. I personally like to reuse the sequins and put them in a acrylic jar like this because I just think it looks kind of cool. So they don't get wasted. So in the Color BLITZ trio, we have Elson 2, Fever Dream, and Extravaganza. I have to say the packaging is really cool. I know some people keep it, but I'm at this point of my life where I don't hoard packaging anymore because I just have no space. So this is the first one I've opened, and this is Elson 2. I'm guessing this is a red, like the Elson 1, which is a red, and it is a stunning bright red. Let's put it on my lips. What I love about these lipsticks as well is that they feel really lightweight on the lips. And I know a lot of people are afraid of matte lipsticks because they can feel quite drying and heavy, but I don't feel like this at all with these lipsticks. I love this shade. It makes my teeth look kind of white. For someone that likes matte lipsticks and has tried a lot of formulas, this definitely is on the more comfortable side. Of course, if your lips are cracking and really dry, this is not gonna be for you, but love this. So the next one, let's try Fever Dream, and it comes in this kind of jewel packaging, which was very much the same as the Decadence palette. Fever Dream is a more muted red. So I definitely feel like this is kind of a corally red. It's kind of got those peachy undertones to it, I feel. I don't think I have a shade like this in my collection, actually. I tend not to go for super peachy shades because I find that they can make my complexion look a bit strange. What do you think? Do you like it? And then for the last shade in the Color BLITZ trio is Extravaganza, and this is described as a rich magenta. I don't wear pinks a whole ton, but I do love a beautiful, vibrant pink. This is what it looks like in the bullet. It's really gorgeous. I feel like this shade would look beautiful on my mum. My mum loves to wear colors like this. I might give it to her. She gets more use out of this kind of shade. I feel like this one kind of has a bit of a sheen to it. I don't know, maybe it was the balm. I had maybe a bit of balm residue left. I mean, you can use a tissue paper and just make it a little bit more matte if you like a more matte finish. I often don't wear shades like this, but maybe I need to more often. I like the fact that it's a little bit deeper so it doesn't come off as too Barbie-ish. This shade actually really reminds me of a velvet lip pencil from NARS that I have, so I've actually gone and tried to look for it, and this is the shade. This is You, because I feel like this is very similar, so I'm gonna do a bit of a swatch on the back of my hand and see how similar they are. So that's You, and this is in their creamy kind of satin formula. So that's the shade there. And then this is Pat McGrath in Extravaganza, which it's a lot deeper. I feel like because it's a bit deeper, I think it's more flattering on me. I'm not really into pink that much, but this is a really nice pink. I like this shade. So next I'm going to go for the Vicious Venoms, and in here we've got Guinevere, we've got Deep Orchid, and then there's Executive Realness. Interesting names. And yes, the pink has stained a little bit. These might stain as well since they're deeper shades. We'll see. This one is Executive Realness. And Executive Realness is described as a mulberry pink. I love kind of berry shades. I seriously forget how good these are because they feel so creamy on the lips. This is my kind of shade. I swear I probably have like 3 or 4 other lipsticks in this exact shade or similar. Okay, so I have found 2 other shades which I feel like are possibly dupes for this one. These are the Makeup Forever Rouge Artist Intense 35 and 34. I have no idea why I bought shades that look so similar, but I think I bought them online and I was just a bit crazy. There was no rhyme or reason to these purchases. This one's 35, that one was 34. I mean, they're so similar. Why did I need both of them? I really didn't. And then this is Executive Realness. Again, this is just ever so slightly deeper. I think it is a beautiful shade. Do I know other adjectives besides beautiful? Because I'm going to be saying that a lot, probably. I would also like to point out that unlike these lipsticks, this is unscented, which is great. These Makeup Forever lipsticks have such a strong scent, it's not appreciated. Okay, so my battery was just running out and I full on stuffed my face full of these cheddar flavored popcorn, and now I feel quite sick. So we're just gonna, we're just gonna charge ahead. Next shade is Guinevere. Guinevere is described as a blooded crimson. It's definitely not the most unique shade there is. If you like lipsticks and you love red lipsticks, you probably have a shade like this. I tend not to go for reds like this just because I feel like when I go for a red, I want either a really vibrant blue-based red or a kind of dark, deep red. And the next shade we have is Deep Orchid. This is a plum berry. And I actually really like that Pat McGrath has expanded her purple toned shades, because when she first released her shades, she had a lot of reds and nudes, but not so much berry tone lipsticks. Okay, that's good enough. I have kind of overdrawn my lips, but this is what the shade looks like. This shade actually really reminds me of Executive Realness, except slightly deeper. This is Deep Orchid, the one that I have on my lips right now. This is Executive Realness. It's very similar. One is, I feel, slightly deeper, but I mean, I think on the lips they look very, very, very similar. I feel like maybe it could have been another shade. I mean, if you have one, you probably don't need both of them. So last lot we have are the nudes, and we have Beautiful Stranger, Flesh 5, and Christy. And we are going to start with Christy. Christy is described as a divine beige peach. Not just a beige peach, it's a divine beige peach. So I expect this to be good. I am always a little bit weary of beige peaches because it can look slightly strange on my complexion. Personally, this is not the shade for me. I don't particularly like this shade. Might give this to my sister to try. She might like this. I feel like if I blot this down quite a bit, I can get away with it. Otherwise, it can look very, very light on me. I like a deeper nude than this, personally. So next shade we have is Beautiful Stranger, and this is described as a coral rose. I did say earlier that I thought this is the shade that wasn't included, but actually it is included. I feel like this is kind of a My Lips But Better kind of shade. It really actually reminds me of Dolce Vita from NARS, the Velvet matte lip pencil. I feel like the tones are very similar, and I used to love that so much. Nowadays I want more of a oomph on my lips, but I feel like this is a really nice, pretty nude on me, on my complexion. But I think that it would be pretty universal as well, because on the photo, this shade looks gorgeous on every skin tone. So the last one I have is Flesh 5, and this is a mahogany rose. Now she does have other shades in the Flesh line. Flesh, yes, she did call it Flesh. I have 1, 2, and I think 3. I'm not sure if there's a Flesh 4, but I don't have that one. This is definitely my kind of nude. I love that it's a little bit deeper. It's kind of brown toned, and I think it looks really pretty. So that's Flesh 5. I'll swatch it on my hand. Flesh 5. Then this is Flesh 3. So this is deeper again. I've got Flesh 2, and this came in their lip lust kit along with Flesh 1. Which I have to say, these two seem very similar. This one might be slightly more brown based, and Flesh 1, which is the lightest. And I'm not the biggest fan of this on me. I think it looks a little too light. So I think this is really pretty on the lips. I feel like it could wear this every day to work. I would say out of all of these shades, I think I actually do prefer Flesh 5. I think that this shade looks the most flattering on me. It's not too deep and it's not too fair. It's just a nice mid-tone nude. So those were the 9 new shades, but I actually have 3 other shades that I purchased that was not part of this new release, but I didn't actually do a lip swatch in my original video. So they came up in between these 2 releases, and I thought I'd do a lip swatch of these anyway, just in case you were interested in seeing what they look like on the lips. So the first one I've got is Peep Show. And Peep Show is another nude. This one doesn't look great on me, just a warning. I think this shade is probably everything I despise in a nude. It's very pink, very light, and my lips don't look very nice in them. I think if you have fairer skin, then this shade would work better. Or if you are the kind of person that likes lighter lips, then you would like this as well. I don't think it looks good. This is gonna get passed on to someone who will look better in this. So next shade I have is Modern Woman, and this is a beautiful purple shade. I think it's quite unique to my collection. It's kind of got gray undertones to it. It's quite a cool toned purple, but I do think it's quite pretty. It is described as a mid-tone lilac. I do feel like it does look a little bit different to what it looks like on my lips. It does look lighter on my lips than it does in the bullet. But I think it's a really nice shade. I don't think it goes with the look I'm wearing right now, and I feel like this would look better with a cool toned look, but I think it's quite a pretty unique shade. It definitely is befitting to the name Modern Woman. And then lastly we have Vendetta, which is described as a dark red, and this is such a gorgeous red shade. I actually wore this to work the other day, and I was kind of late to work, as I am sometimes, and all I did was chuck on some black wing liner and added this on, and it really had such an impact. So I really love this shade. This is a gorgeous red, and it makes my teeth look whiter. Everything looks brighter and kind of more alive. So that's why I really like this shade. And I did get someone compliment me on the day I was wearing it, so that made me feel even better. So those are the lip swatches. Hope you found this useful if you're interested in buying any of these shades. There are some shades I feel like didn't really have to be included in here because some of them are really similar. Some of the shades were also didn't work that well on my complexion. Christy, Beautiful Stranger, and Peep Show. I could take them or leave them. Out of all these shades, my favorites were definitely Elson 2 because I just think this is such a beautiful bright red. I think that if you pair this with any eye makeup, it's just gonna, everyone's just gonna look at your lips because it just looks so eye-catching. And then also Flesh 5. This is the kind of color that I could wear just every day and not think about it, and it could go with every eye look that I do. So these to me are the two standouts. Let me know if you're going to be picking up any of these, or if you've got them already, what your thoughts are. Do you like them? Do you not like them? What do you think about Pat McGrath Labs? If you watched my previous video, you'll know that I adore Pat McGrath Labs. Everything that she's released, I find it really hard not to purchase from. So I have spent a lot of money on Pat McGrath. Anyway, if you want to see more of my face, please subscribe, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.